Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Lead Pitch Live. We're so thrilled to be the media sponsor for a historic event of magnificent proportion. There's nothing more historic than the Dunbar community here in Southwest Florida, and certainly on top of that is the famed high school. This is the 96th class reunion, and we're here with two pillars in the Dunbar community. We have the chairman of the high school community reunion weekend, Cornell agent here, and president. I've heard you say president too. And then we have the famed mayor of this fine city, my good friend Kevin Anderson. So I'm draped with the top of the charts right here, one of the perks of hosting Lead Pitch Live. So let's get right to it. First of all, Cornell, what's it like to chair such a fine event and have like 4 days of activities in a historic way like this?
Well, Lee, this has been an honor for me, a privilege for me to have taken on this responsibility after following the footsteps of Mr. Willie Jackson, who had chaired this for, I think, since inception of this many, many years ago. So it's been a lot of fun, a lot of work, but it's been worth the while. Everybody here is happy. They're eating good food. They're going to be dancing later, picture taking, just making memories.
And more interviews to come.
And more interviews to come.
Thanks for asking Lead Pitch Live to come out as your media sponsor. I've, of course, done this hundreds of times, but I don't think that it was nothing any more important than to actually get a chance to be a media sponsor and be a part of what's happening with the historic Dunbar High School.
Absolutely, Lee, and that's why I did ask you to be there, because this has never been covered in a media spotlight. The local news stations have never come out to, do a news story so worthwhile.
I can tell you they will not.
Okay, so I'm so happy that, me and you connected, got the ideas together, and here we are.
And I'll be back in the future.
Okay.
Local news kind of covers what they consider news stories, violence, crime, and they might cover a lady who saw an alligator in her backyard.
Right.
But this will not make it. Unfortunately, Mr. Mayor, would you say a lot of the good stories, they don't make it to the news?
No, they look for stories that excite people.
Right.
And unfortunately, what excites people isn't always the good stuff.
Right. And a lady saw an alligator in her backyard. Wow. It'll get about 30 seconds.
In Florida.
Yeah, in Florida. Hey, Mr. Mayor, first of all, what's your thoughts about tonight, and what do you have to say to the president and the chairman of this fine weekend of activities for the class reunion?
So, Lee, first of all, I'm very honored to have been invited to attend this evening.
Of course.
And Cornell, I'm absolutely thrilled that you're keeping the tradition, the history of Dunbar High School alive.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for attending.
And your overall thoughts so far on the affair tonight?
Oh, it's a great event.
I think you're sitting on that with the missus, the first lady.
Absolutely, and I've gotten to walk around and hit almost every table and talk with people.
Amazing.
And they're having a great time.
And this is not even a political season for you.
No.
I said that to say that being the mayor of the city of Fort Myers is so personal to you. I mean, you take that mayor job and being in everywhere you can possibly be in a way that, and I'm sure you heard this a million times, but it's an amazing thing to watch. Tell us about that passion you have for this city and for events like this, coming to the city, filling up hotels, bringing revenue in, the whole gambit of things.
Well, Lee, thank you for that, by the way. I worked for the police department here in Fort Myers for almost 25 years. I love this city, I love the people. And, when I ran for office, I asked people to put their confidence, their faith, their trust in me to represent them. Not just during campaign season, but every single day of the week. And that's what I try to do. I try to be accessible, responsive, and transparent. And when I'm invited to attend an event, I don't take that lightly. I am always humbled by being invited, and I always do my best to attend.
And what has been amazing about you from the jump is that you made sure you cover all communities, walks of life, income, diversity. You've just been everywhere. This high school I have that brain of having interviewed you over the years. You actually worked at this high school at some point, didn't you?
When it was Dunbar Middle School,
Yeah.
back
Okay.
in the
I
early
love it.
80s,
Yeah.
I was the school resource officer
I'll
here.
get you. Yeah. So you have an affinity for the school, right?
I'm connected to it, yes.
The Dunbar High School, coming back over to you, Cornell, Dunbar High School is extremely unique in the sense of it's a small area and it has such history going all the way back 96 years, and people still come back from all over the country, and I could say all over the world, but I don't know if you had anybody abroad that came back. They come back and they clamor for this, don't they?
Absolutely. They look forward to it. Lee, yes, Dunbar High has played a part in my life, even though I didn't graduate from Dunbar due to integration.
Right.
But my parents, well, my mother is a 1940 graduate, my brother's 69. I had an uncle play football. So it's ties that bind probably everybody in here, whether we graduated from Dunbar or not. But I've always known, that's all I knew is Dunbar because I grew up in the community. So this was a pillar, this school was the social setting in the Dunbar community. It produced a lot of things, homecoming time, they always got together. Even from a little kid, I knew Dunbar.
What are some events that have taken place prior to this right here? I think you started off Thursday.
We started out with a meet and greet where people came and picked up their bags and their souvenir booklets, which is very nice. I got one for you and a T-shirt. And
Triple large, triple. Go ahead.
And so it was a rep your decade, and so all of the classes came back and they dressed in the decade that was appropriate for them.
Okay.
So we had the 40s, we had the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. And I mean, people really turned up with these, different outfits on. Great night. And go on.
One of the things, no, go ahead. You took us through that night. I'm going to let you finish it up and bring us to tonight.
So last night was the Dunbar High School's homecoming. They're having their homecoming dance down the hall, as a matter of fact, tonight.
Just talked to the principal. He told me.
So then we also went to the football game. They all sat together. Some of the classes had on their different T-shirts, jerseys, what have you. And we left there, and then we went back to the Riverside Community Center, and that was class night. And you should have been there. They had tables fixed up like you wouldn't believe, the best food. So each class had a unique table that they would sit up. So we did that. So of course today we had our chat and chew over at the Dunbar Community School. Great program. Of course, Principal Burnside and Principal Mitchell from the community school did their speeches. Had a student that came in. She's a senior here at Dunbar, just a top-notch student, baccalaureate program. So she spoke, and we just had a great program, and we went out and ate fish and chicken all day.
Okay, and then tonight we're here.
Tonight
Everybody
we're here.
dressed to the nine.
Tomorrow we're at the school again for worship service. Bishop Harrison Knight will be presiding as the minister. And after that, we're going to come back in here and have another meal. It's going to be a luncheon.
Oh, boy, you're doing a lot of eating.
Yeah, we got a lot of eating.
What's it like to have the mayor of the city of Fort Myers to come and participate and be a part of this?
Well, he's a good guy. He participates in everything I have. He and I are classmates, not from the same school, but he was at my class of 1976 reunion.
Well, that's good, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, the Dunbar High School, as the mayor of the city, what does Dunbar High School mean to the city of Fort Myers?
Well, firstly, let me give a shout out to Mr. Burnside, the principal.
Okay.
All right. The original principal since the school reopened.
Right.
Right.
This year, I believe there's either 4 or 6 high school students in Lee County nominated to be National Merit
He mentioned
Scholarships.
that today.
And two of them.
That's huge.
Three. Oh,
From Dunbar
even
High?
better. Are from this high school.
He told us that
So
this
this is
morning.
an amazing high school, and it's really a credit to our city. And yeah, I'm just so pleased to be able to say I have a high school like Dunbar High School in the city I oversee.
Speaking of the city in Dunbar, as you move around, you walk around, you shake hands, you go to all the affairs, you have been really passionate about making sure the city allocates adequate amount of resources Outstanding job with Clemente Park, Billy Bowlegs Park, some of the other community-based, some housing, working on McCullum Hall, the Stars Complex. I'm saying some of these things, but I want you to give you the opportunity to just talk about the importance of making sure that Dunbar rises with the rest of the city.
So Lee, when I started with the police department in 1979, it was literally like there was two cities. And a lot of Dunbar was not incorporated. And years later, the city annexed all that in. And I think we've done a good job. We've got a long way to go. All right, we can't rest. But I think we've done a good job of saying, look, this part of our city had been neglected, ignored, or forgotten about for all these years. And for the last 20, 30 years, there's been a lot of effort to pay attention to Dunbar and give Dunbar its just due. Mm-hmm. And bring Dunbar up like the rest of the city.
And when that happens, that just makes the entire city a better place to live, work, and play and do business.
It strengthens this community, but it strengthens the city of Fort Myers and the Southwest Florida area as well.
Outstanding. Mr. Chairman, after this weekend of all the activities and all the events that have taken place, on a positive note, what do you hope that people will take away, all the people who participated throughout this weekend would take away from this weekend?
I hope they take away that this has been a better one, a greater one, and of course we're getting ready. I will be starting to plan for the 100th year reunion,
right.
And we're going to start that quite early because we're going to involve all of the classes in the city into that reunion. So that's going to be a lot more people than you see here. It's really going to be a citywide reunion.
This was planned by your good friends Tisha and Toya.
They were also the meeting managers of this.
I wanted to give you the opportunity to shout out some other people who we may not know about that were a part of making this come to reality.
Of course, Jackie Williams.
Okay.
Todd Thomas. They've been with us through the entire week. They will finish out tomorrow with us also. We have the city of Fort Myers. We have, of course, our great sponsors that really said no to me and it made a difference. The one and only Mr. Joe North.
The Senator of Dunbar.
Senator of Dunbar. We have a good friend of mine, a classmate of mine. She was a year older. She's a big businesswoman out of Miami, Florida. Her name is Gary Harris and Cynthia Glover. They're with Alpha One Staffing out of Miami. I have Mrs. Melvin Morgan. I have Evolution Financial, he's a good guy of mine. We came up in insurance together. And he has a big conglomerate here now. He said, when you're ready, I got the money.
And y'all hearing that now, you can start getting that money ready.
That's right, because I want more next time.
Don't forget this one right here.
And of course, Mr. Lee Pitts Live, who's bringing this to life. We're making memories here. They've been making memories. They were making memories before I got involved in this. So it's getting better and better. All I've heard is good comments the whole weekend, no complaints. They're really looking forward to the next one. So, the orange and green looked real nice all week.
Right. So we're bringing it to light. Now we're gonna have some interviews to put in the time capsule of people talking about this outstanding experience here. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Chairman, it's been a pleasure for you guys to stop here on the red carpet.
And I thank you so much.
At the 96th Dunbar High School.
Isn't that something amazing?
Wow, man.
Thank you so much, Lee. Thank you, Mayor.
And so I'm gonna get you guys in on this. So Miami may have the oranges, but the Dunbar High School reunion has got the juice. They got the juice. We'll be right back with some more interviews. Of course, Cornell is going to bring some people over here as well.
Absolutely.
And we'll try to get the North Law Firm in here as well, and a lot of other ones. If you got other sponsors here, get them over here, okay?
Let me get